Hey guys, I want to share with you one thing I'm doing to improve my garden, as you see behind me, every single time I mow the grass. Now, most people who have gardens tend to have some grass around their properties. They might not have an enormous amount, and you might not care that much about your lawn. But if you take the time to bag the clippings from your lawn, you can immediately take those same grass clippings right over to the garden and use them as mulch right around the base of all of your plants. Now, I've done this in years past, and I have other videos about this. I'll link to one special one down in the description below. But there's a couple reasons to do this. One is the nutrients from the grass clippings, especially when they're fresh, are going to assimilate to some extent into the soil around your garden plants. They're also going to mulch the soil down so that you don't lose moisture every time you water, especially if you're using like a drip or a soaker hose situation around your plants. If you're mounding the clippings on top of it, it's not going to evaporate away quite the same speed. During the heat of summer, especially, the sun's rays are going to come down and hit that mulch just like any other mulch, and the soil itself isn't going to get quite as hot. Now, here's an example of a garden bed that I've recently started mulching this season with old grass clippings. Now, this is important for organic gardening specifically. I actually don't use chemicals, fungicides, or synthetic fertilizers in my lawn. Despite the fact at how nice the lawn looks, this is all organic and natural. So here in the garden, we do the same thing. So if you're applying chemicals to your lawn or synthetic fertilizers to your lawn, you might be introducing trace chemical elements into an organic garden space. For me, I'm not doing that because of the way that I tend to my lawn. I should also say I don't collect grass clippings that contain a lot of weed seeds. So as I go through the lawn, I don't have very many weeds, but I do have some. When I go and I bag the clippings, I usually go out and I pluck weed seeds off. I pluck the little flower. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. I see you standing there. So when I go to mow, I usually pluck the seed heads off of any weeds that I have in the lawn over the areas that I'm gonna mow and bag. That way, I'm not introducing weed seeds into the garden bed, or at least I'm not introducing too many of them. Now, every time I mow the lawn, I can do this and keep adding to it until I think the thickness is enough and I've covered all of the beds that I want to cover. And then at that point, I can still use those grass clippings without actually adding to the mulch layer. The way that I do that for the garden is to literally collect them and turn it into a liquid fertilizer. I have an entire video about how I do that, which is linked right up here in the corner. Make sure to take a look at that. I will also have garden tours of my garden listed in the description below whenever they become available.